Dr. Joel Tudman just dropped a bombshell on The Breakfast Club, and the internet is in shock. What he revealed isn't just news. It's a truth that could change everything people thought they knew about him. Controversial, eye-opening, and deeply personal, this is the moment that has fans and critics talking nonstop. You won't believe what happened next when he told his side of the story. Dr. Joel Tudman's recent appearance on The Breakfast Club has left viewers and fans stunned. For weeks, rumors and speculation have been swirling about his personal life and professional choices, but in this interview, he finally speaks his truth. From clarifying controversial claims to revealing behind-the-scenes details that no one has heard before, Dr. Tudman gives an unfiltered account that has people talking across social media. You won't believe what he admitted, how it challenges the narratives circulating online, and the reactions it sparked from both supporters and critics. This is where it gets interesting because what he shared not only addresses the controversy, but also exposes sides of the story that have remained hidden until now. By the end of this video, you'll have a full understanding of the situation, including facts, context, and reactions that paint a clearer picture of the man at the center of the conversation. Dr. Joel Tudman's appearance on The Breakfast Club was anything but ordinary. As soon as he took the mic, viewers knew this was going to be different from typical interviews. For months, speculation about his professional decisions, personal life, and public controversies had been circulating, and everyone was waiting for him to break his silence. The anticipation was palpable, both in the studio and online, as fans and critics alike prepared for a moment that could finally provide clarity or stir even more debate. During the interview, Dr. Tudman spoke candidly about the events that have sparked controversy in recent months. He addressed rumors head-on, explaining situations in a way that many had never heard before. According to him, much of the criticism was based on misinformation and assumptions that ignored the full context of his actions. He provided detailed accounts of key moments, explaining not only what happened, but why certain decisions were made. Viewers quickly noticed that his tone was both confident and reflective. He seemed determined to set the record straight without over-dramatizing the situation, striking a balance between honesty and professionalism. This approach only heightened curiosity, as people were eager to understand what was true, what was exaggerated, and what had been completely misunderstood. What made this segment even more gripping was the way the hosts reacted. Their questions were probing, often challenging his narrative, but Dr. Tudman remained composed, providing explanations that were both precise and revealing. At several points, he paused, looked directly into the camera, and shared details that insiders say were never meant to be public. But here's the part that left viewers and social media buzzing. Dr. Tudman hinted at incidents and interactions that had never been reported before, suggesting that some of the most sensational stories circulating online only tell a small fraction of the truth. He implied that understanding the full story required looking beyond headlines, rumors, and viral clips. For fans and critics, this was a revelation that added layers of complexity to the ongoing conversation about him. Next, we'll break down the specific claims he addressed in the interview, including the ones that caused the most uproar and the responses from people involved. You won't want to miss the part where he directly confronts accusations that have been circulating for months, because what he says could change the way you see the entire situation. During the interview, Dr. Joel Tudman tackled the most controversial claims head-on, and what he revealed left viewers stunned. For weeks, social media had been ablaze with speculation, rumors, and half-truths about his professional conduct and personal life. Many people had assumed the worst, jumping to conclusions without knowing the full story. On The Breakfast Club, Dr. Tudman addressed these claims with a level of transparency that few expected. One of the most explosive revelations involved allegations about his professional decisions that some critics had labeled as unethical. Dr. Tudman explained the rationale behind those decisions, providing context that had been missing from public narratives. According to him, many of the criticisms ignored crucial details, including external pressures, miscommunication, and circumstances beyond his control. His detailed account clarified why certain choices were made, offering an insider perspective that contradicted popular assumptions. Another major topic was his personal life, which had become the subject of rampant online speculation. He admitted that the intense scrutiny of social media and public commentary had taken a toll on him, but emphasized that much of what was being said was misleading or exaggerated. By sharing specific examples, he exposed how rumors can spiral out of control and affect both reputation and mental well-being. What made this part of the interview even more compelling were the subtle hints about events that had never been publicly disclosed. Dr. Tudman suggested that behind-the-scenes interactions, private conversations, and key moments had been misrepresented or ignored entirely by mainstream coverage. While he didn't reveal every detail, the implication was clear. The story people thought they knew was incomplete, and the truth was far more nuanced than what had been circulating online. Viewers quickly took to social media, dissecting his statements and debating the authenticity of his explanations. Some praised his courage for finally speaking out, while others remained skeptical, questioning whether he was presenting the full picture. The mix of validation and doubt created a storm of engagement, with fans and critics dissecting every word. But here's the shocking part they don't want you to know. Dr. Tudman hinted that certain individuals and organizations had played a role in shaping the narrative that led to public backlash. He didn't name names, but the insinuation alone sparked wild speculation, with social media users trying to piece together the puzzle. This revelation added another layer of intrigue, suggesting that there's a deeper story beneath the headlines, a story that could explain why some narratives persisted longer than others, and why certain claims gained traction while others were ignored. Coming up next, we'll explore the reactions from fans, social media, and industry insiders, highlighting the intense debate that erupted after his interview. You won't want to miss how this story divided audiences and sparked conversations across multiple platforms, revealing just how powerful and polarizing Dr. Tudman's words really were. Almost immediately after Dr. Joel Tudman's appearance on The Breakfast Club, the internet erupted. Fans, critics, and industry insiders flooded social media platforms with reactions, dissecting every moment of his candid interview. Twitter became a whirlwind of debate. Instagram stories circulated clips with thousands of comments, and TikTok creators jumped on viral trends, highlighting shocking statements he made. People were not just reacting, they were analyzing, theorizing, and sometimes taking sides, creating one of the most talked about moments in recent celebrity media history. Some fans were quick to defend him, applauding his bravery for finally speaking his truth. They praised the way he calmly addressed controversial claims, providing context that had been missing in public discourse. Supporters emphasized that Dr. Tudman's transparency and willingness to confront difficult topics head-on demonstrated integrity and professionalism, qualities that many felt had been overshadowed by rumors and speculation. Hashtags supporting him began trending almost immediately, with users sharing key clips and quoting statements that resonated as authentic and relatable. On the other hand, skeptics and critics questioned whether the explanations he provided were complete. Some pointed out areas where details were vague, fueling speculation that more information was being withheld. Critics analyzed every nuance of his words, debating whether the interview represented damage control or genuine transparency. Industry insiders weighed in as well, noting that public perception is a powerful force that can influence careers, endorsements, and collaborations, particularly in fields where reputation is everything. Entertainment bloggers and news outlets quickly jumped on the story, producing detailed breakdowns and commentary videos. Many focused on the tension between public curiosity and personal privacy, exploring how celebrity figures like Dr. Tudman navigate intense scrutiny while maintaining professional credibility. Analysts highlighted how interviews like these are high-stakes opportunities. Any statement, intentional or offhand, can become a viral talking point, shaping public opinion for weeks, if not months. But the reactions didn't stop at social media commentary. Some insiders suggested that the interview could influence industry decisions regarding partnerships, projects, and collaborations. Rumors began circulating that certain colleagues and organizations were reassessing their public stances, wary of the ongoing debates and divided audience sentiment. The interview, in effect, became a catalyst not just for fan engagement, but for broader industry conversations, demonstrating the reach and impact of a single high-profile media appearance. And here's the shocking part that kept the internet buzzing for days. Some sources hinted that behind-the-scenes tensions existed even before the interview aired. Certain media figures, promoters, and influencers were reportedly bracing themselves for fallout, knowing that Dr. Tudman's statements could disrupt narratives and challenge pre-existing assumptions. This added a layer of intrigue, suggesting that the story wasn't just about him speaking out, it was also about who might be affected and how. Coming up next, we'll dive into the hidden truths that Dr. Tudman alluded to during the interview. These revelations, some of which have never been reported before, provide a deeper understanding of why this story is so explosive and why it continues to dominate conversations online. You won't want to miss the behind-the-scenes insights that reveal the full complexity of this saga. While much of the attention around Dr. Joel Tudman's interview focused on the controversy and immediate reactions, there were hidden truths and untold details that made this story far more complex than most viewers realized. During the interview, Dr. Tudman alluded to interactions, decisions, and behind-the-scenes events that had never been publicly documented. These moments provided insight not only into his personal and professional life, but also into the pressures and realities of operating under intense public scrutiny. One of the most intriguing aspects was the revelation about the misinformation that had been circulating online. Dr. Tudman explained that several widely reported stories were either exaggerated or lacked context. He described how rumors spread through social media platforms, sometimes fueled by misunderstanding, other times intentionally amplified by parties with vested interests. By clarifying these points, he shed light on the disconnect between public perception and reality, emphasizing the importance of examining facts before drawing conclusions. Insiders revealed that some of the incidents he discussed were related to complex professional negotiations, partnerships, and collaborations that had been misinterpreted by the public. For example, decisions he made in his work were often portrayed as controversial, when in reality, they were strategic choices made under considerable pressure. Tudman's explanations suggested that understanding the full scope required insider knowledge, which most fans did not have until he spoke directly on The Breakfast Club. Additionally, the interview revealed personal challenges that he had faced while maintaining a public image. He shared that the scrutiny and constant analysis of his actions created stress and tension, sometimes forcing him to make difficult choices that balanced personal integrity with public perception. These insights offered a rare glimpse into the psychological and emotional complexities of navigating life in the spotlight, where every decision can be dissected, criticized, or misrepresented. Perhaps the most shocking detail was the subtle revelation that certain influential figures may have intentionally manipulated narratives for personal or professional gain. While Dr. Tudman did not name names, his hints suggested that behind-the-scenes dynamics played a significant role in shaping the stories that reached the public. Social media analysts and journalists quickly picked up on these implications, sparking further speculation about power dynamics, industry politics, and the forces that drive public controversy. Fans and commentators alike noted that these untold details added depth and context to what initially appeared to be a straightforward explanation. By highlighting the unseen factors, Tudman emphasized that controversy is rarely black and white. There are layers, nuances, and complexities that often go unnoticed. This was not just an attempt to defend his actions. It was a call for understanding the bigger picture and recognizing that the full truth often exists beyond viral clips and headlines. And here's the part that left viewers on edge. Tudman hinted that there may still be additional revelations to come. He suggested that some stories circulating online are only fragments of a much larger narrative. The implication is clear. This interview is just one chapter in a story that continues to unfold, with potential updates and disclosures that could further reshape public perception. Following Dr. Joel Tudman's revealing interview on The Breakfast Club, the implications for his career and public image became immediately apparent. When a high-profile figure speaks candidly about controversial events, the ripples extend far beyond social media chatter. They influence industry relationships, professional opportunities, and long-term public perception. In Tudman's case, the interview provided clarity on several points, but it also highlighted the challenges of maintaining credibility under intense scrutiny. Professionally, some insiders suggest that the interview may have strengthened his reputation among peers who value transparency and integrity. By addressing misinformation head-on and explaining the context behind complex decisions, Tudman demonstrated a willingness to engage openly with criticism. Industry professionals noted that such candor is rare, and that his ability to maintain composure while discussing delicate matters could bolster trust and respect in professional circles. At the same time, the revelations stirred debate about accountability, prompting organizations and collaborators to reassess partnerships or evaluate the potential risks of public association. From a public perspective, the interview created a polarizing effect. Fans who appreciated his honesty praised him for breaking the silence and controlling the narrative on his own terms. They viewed the discussion as a courageous effort to reclaim his story and assert agency over the narratives that had dominated headlines. However, skeptics argued that certain explanations were vague, and some claims raised further questions, leaving a portion of the audience uncertain about what to believe. This duality underscores a broader truth about public figures. Even candid disclosure cannot guarantee unanimous approval, and perception often depends as much on audience interpretation as on factual accuracy. Moreover, the long-term consequences extend to Tudman's ability to manage media narratives in the future. The interview emphasized the importance of transparency, timing, and messaging when addressing public controversies. Many PR analysts noted that the discussion offered a case study in crisis communication, how to respond to rumors, clarify misinformation, and maintain a credible image under pressure. By speaking directly to audiences, Tudman effectively bypassed secondary channels and delivered his perspective without distortion, a strategy that may serve him well in future high-profile situations. Social media and fan engagement also play a crucial role in shaping outcomes. Following the interview, hashtags related to his statements trended across multiple platforms, drawing both scrutiny and support. Analysts observe that these discussions can influence career trajectories by swaying public sentiment, which in turn affects endorsements, collaborations, and opportunities for visibility. In Tudman's case, the viral nature of the interview not only reignited conversations about past controversies, but also opened doors for him to address ongoing projects and initiatives with renewed clarity and attention. But here's the most compelling insight. Tudman suggested that the lessons from this experience would guide his future interactions and decisions. He emphasized the importance of transparency, accountability, and context, not just for public perception, but also for personal integrity. By acknowledging the impact of misinformation and the complexity of public scrutiny, he demonstrated a heightened awareness of how his actions words, and choices reverberate both inside and outside the industry. The long-term consequences, therefore, are multifaceted. Professionally, he gains credibility for his honesty and strategic handling of controversy. Publicly, he becomes a figure who challenges simplified narratives and encourages audiences to consider the full story. And personally, the experience reinforces the importance of balancing vulnerability, professionalism, and discretion. This interview wasn't just a single media moment. It's a turning point that could shape his career, reputation, and relationships for years to come.